Wire.com's Chris Kohler recently went to the Tokyo Game Show and reported back on 2 different VR experiences that he had. One was a horror game and one was a flirting game from Bandai Namco called Summer Lesson. And he reported that Summer Lesson was actually more scary and more nerve-wracking than the horror game that he experienced. Why could he possibly think that? Well, let's take a short look.
I sing my song, my everlasting notes. When I feel that I'm lost, I just keep my eyes closed. Go by the breeze, I find I'm on my feet. Here I am to live my time. Here I am to forge my life.
If you want to look up more on Summer Lesson, there are gameplays in which the character speaks to you, gets close to your face, whispers a little bit to your ear, kind of in a conspiratorial tone. You know, sensei, what's this word? Getting very close. Yeah, she says sensei. You can either play as a teacher for a Japanese student learning English or an American student learning Japanese.
But both are girls.
Both are girls. But look, you know, I don't think either of them were wearing anything inappropriate. There wasn't any like upskirt shots or
no.
Service.
In fact, even in the write-up, he says like it's all appropriate. There's nothing like overtly sexual about it. It's very much just straightforward flirting. But it is interesting that there's not like a male that you can go flirt with. It's just that I get it. It's a new game. It's new technology. I totally get it. But it is interesting that they're like, you can teach 2 different girls 2 different things, but we're also not going to include men to flirt with just yet.
I mean, maybe that'll be the next iteration, but you know,
probably
this
so.
does
Probably
read
so.
a lot like a dating sim, except it feels different. I mean, if you've ever played a dating sim online or on a console, it's a little bit easier to have less empathy, where you'd say like, she'd be like, what do you think of my dress? And you would say, you look hideous and you're a bitch. You know, it seems like it would be harder to do that in this game because it feels more, I would say, I don't want to say intimate, but it does feel more intimate because she's sitting right next to you. It's like a real person in a real situation.
Like just watching the trailer, like, because I watched it last night and then seeing it again, like, and imagining like being in that VR, completely immersive reality, it is just like, oh man.
You become part of that world.
This would be nerve-wracking. Yeah, like I totally get it.
Dating's hard, guys.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm glad I'm finally engaged. Don't have to worry about that
congratulations
anymore.
on that again.
Come on, Kim.
But so cute.
But no,
Look it
like
up online.
What?
The Met Key engagement story. Anyway, Chris Kohler described it as being, you know, he was nervous doing this. It was not an overtly sexual experience, but it was kind of intimate, and you know, you feel your heart beating a little bit faster.
Yeah, you want to get your answers right. You want to do the right thing for her, like, you know, even though she's just like this digital avatar, like there's no feelings attached to her. Like you could say yes or no or whatever, and she's not gonna go home and have any sort of like emotional fallout from it. But you still want to get it right. You're still like, oh, this poor girl. Like you fall for it. It's reality.
Like a difference of empathy. Like when we talk to each other face to face, people use this argument a lot for trolls, which is you would never say this to my face.
Yeah.
You're doing this because you can hide behind anonymity because it doesn't feel real. And I think that principle certainly applies here, which is that it does feel more real. It does feel like someone's right there, and you can't be a jerk, which is nice.
The interesting thing is like the generation that's growing up with this technology, like how is this going to impact them psychologically? You know what I'm saying? Like what is that going to, like, if they can be assholes to like an avatar when it's that like immersive and close, do you think that they'll then take that out into the real world and think that they also don't have ramifications? Like, or am I just stretching? Am I reaching?
I don't think that's, you know, not true at all, but I don't know if dating sims are the way that most people learn to relate to romantic interests. per se. I do think it's an evolution of that that genre of game.
Sure.
But you know, if we think about it, there are certainly ways where this generation that's always had the internet, always had a smartphone in front of them. It's a little bit, it's easier to be impersonal. I mean, I read about how dating has changed with text messages, which is people are more likely to break up with each other over text message or reject people over text message, where as if you're face to face, you would have more feeling of I don't know if I can do this, or I don't know if I could be so harsh doing this.
Yeah.
So it is
free
definitely a
advice,
different experience.
don't break up over text. Don't do it. That's just not right.
I got broken up over text once.
It sucks.
It sucked.
Right?
I was so upset, and in retrospect
don't do
now,
it. Don't
do
do
that.
it.
Respect each other, everyone, and maybe play this game if you like
Be
feeling
excellent to
uncomfortable.
each other.
By Abraham Lincoln. Audience, will you play Summer Lesson? And would you feel that this is a little bit of a different experience than, say, a dating sim or even real life dating? Let us know below in the comments, and please subscribe for more.